Yeah, and we're live. Welcome to another episode of the First Division podcast. Coming back with another episode after kind of a big long break, and glad to have you back with my main man, Drew. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I got the nice introduction typing in the background. Man, my mic is so sensitive.
Well, I don't know. That's not too bad though?
No, it's pretty good, but when whenever the printer's gonna go off in a little bit, and it's gonna make that weird fucking sound of printing, and it's gonna my mic will pick it up, and it's gonna like blare in my headphones, and my ears are gonna go crazy.
It's all good.
So what have you been up to for this week?
And same thing every
Yeah,
day, pretty much.
that's always the way to go, man. Back on that daily
You
grind.
know, I guess I've been rehabbing my knee, man. That was weird.
Yeah, we were talking about that, man. How's it going with your knee?
It's getting better. I just don't know what I did, or I must have got hit because that's not from just moving funny or something.
Was it like knee
But
on knee contact, like the knee, or did
I don't know. It's one of those things where you feel it after.
it sounds like you got like what is it called, like a contusion or something?
I don't know. If it swelled up, you wouldn't notice it. Like I couldn't notice it, but only on the inside. I must have torn something or something a little bit, but like because it'd get stiff like the next day to where like I couldn't move. Like if you were to turn fun, like how your knees mobile and how you're able to bend, move side to side. I could bend and do all that stuff, but if I were to bend down on both knees, then
Yeah.
after getting up, oh man, it was hell. But now it's getting like to the point I've been riding the bike and doing the Pilates and icing it and just kind of taking care of it. It's getting better, but I don't know what I did, dude. I swear I got hit. I had to got like my left foot must have been planted or something, and then I was gonna go to take off, and then the one guy hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
I just
It must,
I had to
it must have been a point
go
of
ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm sorry, at the point of contact where you were. I mean, everything happens in fast motion, right? So it was probably at one, excuse me, at one of those points where like your foot was planted, and right when you went to like kick the ball with the other foot.
Well, this is the thing. This is why I think it's this particular play is because this dude came in super hard, and I still came out with the ball and beat him. And I told him something after, and he apologized. Like most of those guys don't do that, little Mexican dudes or whatever. And he apologized for it or whatever. But I just, for some reason, I kept going back to that. Like a week or two after I kept playing, and it just kept getting like not worse, but like yeah, it just bothered me and shit, dude. And I wasn't icing it and stuff, but I thought it would get better. I thought I got hit like that, but no, that's not what it was. I mean, I thought I got hit like as far as like a Charlie horse or something. It would go away. It was just bruised, but no, it's like it was. I don't know. It feels weird, dude. I probably just need to take like a month off and just keep rehabbing it.
It could have been just inflammation too.
I know, but that's the thing though. But why would there be inflammation? I've never had that in there. As hard as I got hit, whatever. And I was just coming back from playing soccer, so like all my joints weren't used to all that. So then me on top of just coming back, me on top of just coming back and then fucking getting in shape and starting to do well. Like my body's not even strong or used to it like it used to be. You see what I'm saying? So it just fucked me up, dude.
Yeah, maybe your
I
body
should be able to come back.
that motion, after a while, especially when you come back, especially if you
Well,
haven't played in a while.
saying something interesting. He said like your body only like it only holds up to like what you give it. Like so like if you're walking every day, then your muscles are only going to sustain that. And then you go try to play soccer, it's going to be like, dude, you're not going to be able to do that right away. You kind of got to build up to that. You don't just go play even if you played at a high level and you haven't played in a long time, you don't just go jump in a fucking game like that if you don't take care of yourself. Or even if you take care of yourself, it's just different. You're using different muscles different fast pace, like all that. You know what I mean? Then you haven't used those in a while and you don't move like that. Like that's not gonna work, dude.
Yeah, that has something to do with muscle memory too.
You can
Because
get
your
it
muscles.
back. It's just you gotta take your time.
Yeah, exactly. They talk about muscle memory a lot when people play like video games compared like Xbox controllers or PlayStation controllers, and then playing on a keyboard and mouse. Like both players can adapt to playing both, but because you're used to something, your muscles are just remembering all those like fast twitch movements when you're playing on a controller. And then when you move to a mouse and a keyboard, it's like different motion. So it's going to be the same thing with your body. If your body's used to a certain type of motion, your memories, your muscles are going to remember that. And then like once you get out of that rhythm and then you want to jump start it after a long time, you'll get it back because your muscles were used to it at a time. But to jump back into a match like that, it's going to be difficult.
I didn't jump into some crazy match. It's just that stupid. You know how I feel about indoor. So and like I always get whacked in that. So it's like it was a futsal or whatever my buddy started, but it was just a way to be motivated and start getting back in shape. But that's a wrong way to do it, especially like at the level we played at. Not saying we played at that great level, but we played good players, dude. So it's like you're gonna play. You want to at least play with some good players or like quality players, not go. You know what I mean, dude?
Where did you play?
It's not
futsal?
worth it, man. It's just not. My buddy started a league in Carson, which is close to Long Beach.
Like
I didn't think it would be all like. It's not grimy, but like just some of the dudes that come, they just come to pay to play. And he was just starting the league. I didn't think it'd be all like great, like fools were coming all crazy like that. But guys, it's just typical. Guys get upset when they start losing, even though they're not good enough. It's like be realistic. They're not good enough. Instead of just having fun and playing, they fucking start like whacking and coming in all hard. It's just no need. It's just low level IQ playing. Just straight up what it is.
But it's
There's
like
no need for any of that ever.
Like it's like legit futsal. Like it's on that like that mat and
yeah, it's on. It's on a basketball court. He gets to run out. He's starting a league. He started leagues before, but he gets to run out the basketball court, and then he has goals and everything. It's pretty legit. It's cool. And he's got like the board, like to keep the score and time and everything. Like it's legit. But he's got refs now. Like it's all legit. But the basketball court's shit because your foot always sticks to that shit, or like your knee or whatever. So if you're really not light on your feet all the time, you could get fucked. If that's what you play all the time, you're used to it.
Well, because a basketball court is unforgiving, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're used to forgiving stuff. And turf's not that forgiving, but it's way more forgiving than that. Grass. Yeah. That's why I love grass. You know.
Oh, grass is the best.
And like in Czech, you've got some of it, like how the grass is, how it is, how the ball moves is so much different, dude.
Yeah, it moves. It moves. Well, that's why if you sprinkle the water beforehand, and the ball just moves so slick when you pass the ball on grass, man.
That's why it's like a different game. Like these fools are fucking retarded ballers, dude. I'm watching the intern Juventus game. They're playing behind closed doors. There's nobody there. There's like coronavirus crazy.
Dude, I read that like 10 million people are quarantined in Italy because of that.
I think it's just a flu.
I think
you don't take care of yourself. What's up?
Inter Milan versus Juventus. Oh, nice.
This is the cup match or what? Or just regular league game?
Let's see. I think it's just a regular league game.
Because they didn't play Wednesday or Tuesday.
So they rescheduled it for today? Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I didn't look it up. I just saw that they were on and turned it on. Because there's nobody in the stands.
It should be. It's like the 14th minute at the moment or something like that.
Well, or maybe it's the 14th. Maybe I'm behind. I'm watching bootleg fucking.
Oh, I see.
Live TV.
Yeah, but it's live. You're watching it live.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I watched UFC fights last night. I don't really ever watched that. That was kind of interesting. It was kind of actually cool to watch. And then I saw the first Asian, or she's from China. and she's like won all of her matches, and she fought some dude's crazy fight, dude. I was eating and I couldn't finish eating. The one girl is a Muay Thai, like pretty much master. She used to be a champion, and she has the most like wins in a row, 13 or something. She's pretty much gonna be a Hall of Famer. She fought this new up and coming Chinese girl who like the whole like China is behind her and stuff. Like it's a big deal. You know how they are with like their athletes and stuff. So they wanted her to win. Well, dude, the Asian girl, she kept hitting her in the forehead because she's like a straight puncher, and the other girl's kind of like a little bit to the side. Dude, it was crazy. She didn't even look, the other girl, the Muay Thai girl, that champion, not the Asian girl, but the Muay Thai girl. I don't know where she was from. She was like Russia or Romania or something. Her forehead, dude, she looked like the guy from the Goonies, that ugly thing. She looked like that, dude, after. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's crazy.
Her forehead was she had like a hematoma on her forehead because she was getting hit there so much. It was all like swollen and huge, dude. It was crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Those girls are nuts. That's what I was thinking. Like, dude, you just get punched in the head like that. I know it's for a lot of money, but like, how can that not affect you when you're older?
Dude, if you sustain so many like fucking kicks to the head, punches to the head, dude, there's got to be. I mean, I don't know how long you can sustain that without like getting long-term like brain damage from that, dude.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, you already have a big hematoma on the front of your forehead, and you look all orgish, like a troll under the fucking bridge, and then you keep getting punched in that part. Like, dude, that's crazy. And those girls are tough, you know. And when she started touching it and it was bothering her, then you know for sure it hurts because they get the shit beat out of them all the time. Like, that's not really much, but dude, that was crazy. But the Chinese girl one, dude, was crazy.
That's crazy. I don't really watch UFC fights, but I know that some
I
of
don't
those
either.
they can be brutal.
So I know I took Muay Thai for a little bit. I'm gonna probably start taking it again pretty soon here once my knee's better, either that or play soccer. But it's gonna whatever works with my schedule. Probably do Muay Thai. But all I know is that shit's not easy, dude. And like those fools, I don't know, man. The guys that have been doing it for a long time. I sparred with a guy that had been training for 10 years. Heavyset guy, like you wouldn't even think anything. You would think he's like strong and can maybe fight like that. Dude, this guy like was dodging like all my punches, everything. He could have easily knocked me out a couple times, and that scared me. After that, I was like, "Damn, dude, you never know who could like really fight." Like most like gang members, but I'm talking some like because most of those guys that can fight like that aren't gonna fight you over talking shit. You know what I mean? That's
Right,
like
exactly.
because I know they could really hurt you
because they got the discipline, but they
right, and it's not.
But they know when to attack, where to attack on your body to make you like the maximum damage that you can receive.
Well, I asked my teacher. I asked him. I was like, "Is that fool?" He's like, "He's not Brazilian, but he's super cool. He works for the LA County. He's a lawyer, not a lawyer, but I forgot, an attorney or something, whatever, for the Justice Department. He's like kind of big time, super low key, cool guy. That guy fucked somebody up, dude." And I asked him, like, "Have you ever had any problems?" Like, and especially where it's at, it's in Pomona, like, it's in a bad area. I would ride my bike there. And, like, no one fucks with you or whatever. But just saying, like, have you ever, over the years of, like, training, have you ever had a problem? He's like, no. He's like, honestly, 99.9% is avoidable. He's like, I've gotten hit up and stuff, like, where are you from and blah, blah. And he just doesn't even say anything and shit. He doesn't even look like that. He's not tatted up or anything, you know. That's crazy. Just that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that guy would really fuck somebody up. He's got a conscience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I mean, because he has the training too. So, you know, you don't want to mess with a guy like that.
Dude, that guy's. It's just scary people like that. I'm telling you, dude. Those guys are like. You all think you're gonna knock this dude out because you've been in some fights over your life, and this fool just kicks you in the head and it's over.
Yeah, because you don't know what's gonna come.
Or a a leg sweep and then chokes you out like nothing.
Well, that's probably what's gonna happen. He's gonna kick your legs out because you're gonna go up. You're gonna go in to punch you. You're gonna go in to punch him, and then he's gonna like side swipe you with his foot, and then put
That's
you.
what he would do.
Yeah,
That was his thing when I would spar him. That's what he would do. He would try to sweep your legs. He got me one time, but then like I'm smart, so I started getting into it and started missing. And I'm good with the punches, so I actually got him a couple times in the face pretty good. I got him one time like really good. And I was actually kind of surprised, and I think he was too. But I have like the straight punches, so it's like I'm fast. So like you know how I am. I'm fast already, but my hands are probably maybe faster. So like I just haven't used them in a long time. But I don't know. I started getting somewhat pretty good, dude. It's crazy.
that's good. How long? How long have you been doing it for?
I haven't been doing it since. I think I was doing it. I ate shit on my bike, and then my hands were all fucked up, and you can't like. You're not gonna go fight or grip your hands in training. But I don't know. It got to a point for me. It got to a point in this. It got to like I was going 3 days a week, sometimes almost 4. I was like dead crazy. It was a different workout, like full body. I was exhausted leaving, and I just got to the point where it's like I'm not trying to be a fighter, man. Like what am I doing? Like, if anything, I should just be going 2-3 times max just for the training. Because it's like, I'm 33 years old. Like, what am I trying to, it's a new sport. If anything, I take it low key and later I get in now. So that's why I kind of chilled out on it. And then I fell back since. But I was going to go back soon. Like I said, either that or soccer. But probably that.
You're not trying to be like the gold medalist Muay Thai champion of the world, man?
No, fuck no. I just want to take care of myself, dude. I can already like defend myself, but to be able to, no, not really. I'm just talking on a. Been in some fights over my lifetime, and you know what I mean. That's not really defending yourself. You might know a little, like I probably know like 2% compared to 100. So
yeah, well, I think when you're getting the training down, you're really kind of like honing in your skills to be able to like really defend yourself if there's like a life or death situation,
It was getting scary though. My kicks were getting crazy, dude. And I was starting like, because when you kick, you turn and you like kind of lean into it, but you kick with like you never kick with the top part of your foot. That's how you break it. It's in between like your ankle, like. It's like you're a little bit like your lower shin and all that. Dude, I was fucking rocking it before I stopped. And when I was punching, I was moving that bag so much, I'd be punching it and I'd have to stop it like because you do 3-minute rounds to where it's like free punch. So I just started getting in like motion. And before I stopped, dude, I was going like I think I did like 12 or 15 minutes of just like solid punching and kicking, just continuous. Like I was getting it. Man, what was I doing, dude? Why ever not going back? I was getting that shit down, dude. It was crazy.
That's good, man. That's always good, especially if you're going that long.
But I'm scared of my knee. I'm scared of my knee now, though.
Oh yeah, you have to get the knee back before you're gonna get into some kind of hardcore training.
Well, it's not that; it's the turning and the kicking. I don't want to turn and kick one day and my knee gets fucked up. So I'm gonna wait till it's 100%.
Maybe the joint will get stuck,
I don't want to think about that, but
I know.
That's why I'm gonna rehab it, dude. I'm gonna rehab it and until it doesn't bother me at all. Then I'll go back, no sparring. I'll just do simple training and like gloves and the bag and sparring with like one other person, but it's not in the ring. It's just like you put on the pads and then you go no mouthpiece. You just go. Like punching or not punching each other. You just do combos, on each other, but it's low key.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's not like you're jumping into the octagon and sparring or anything like that.
No, it's not that. Just they do Friday sparring, and you can get punched pretty hard or whatever. It's just more of like, dude, if you're not used to that, you've been training all week, and then you go to spar, like, dude, I was like dying, man. It was crazy. It's like no joke.
Sparring is kind of like training fighting, right? It's like you're fighting, but not to the maximum.
Right. You'll. That's why you have a mouthpiece and stuff. Like you can punch each other. You don't try and knock each other out because there's different levels. And I might be sparring somebody that's been training 10 years, but you're trying to hit each other. He's trying to show you certain things. You're trying to. Maybe he's getting training for his fight, and you're getting experience. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be honest.
So it's like a fight, but not 100%, so that you guys can just work on your techniques rather.
Right.
So it's sort of like scrimmaging, basically, when you're training and you're having a scrimmage match, kind of, or
because in scrimmage you don't really have. I don't think slide tackling and taking people out and fucking right.
No, because you're going over tactics usually.
It's just that's why I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff. That's why this shit pisses me off, dude. I don't want to get back on soccer, but just saying, like, as far as that's why I never understood that, huh? We
can talk about soccer. Actually, I prefer to talk about soccer.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I never understood. I never understood like why.
Like why people would go like all intense on a scrimmage match, you mean?
Yeah, I guess it just depends who your coach are and what your philosophy is, but just understand you want to go hard. But there's never really any case of slide tackling somebody unless you're almost 100% sure you're going to get the ball or it's to stop a breakaway. But not like ever fucking hurt, you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, because I mean, at that point, at any level, really, if you really understand the game and like you're actually coaching or teaching the game, you're basically just going over what your philosophy is of tactics, so that when you get to the match, you'll be able to like kind of put forward your tactics during the match. Because a scrimmage match is just basically a training match with your own team against your own team. So there's no reason why you're going to injure yourselves before a match, you know?
Like tackling, but it's like safe. It's not like they're going in for you. They're just going like they're not sliding all the way in or something. All crazy.
No.
They're sliding for the ball. Guys pull back, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know that. Yeah, because you know that that's what the coach is looking for is what you would do in that situation. And if you go in for a slide tackle and pull back, then the coach or the trainer is looking at it like, okay, that's the part where you're going to have to slide tackle and commit to that slide tackle if it was an actual match, you know?
Right.
So you made the right
I guess
decision.
if you were smart, that's what I'm saying. If you were smart and you were, which I'm sure they were smarter than us, or just maybe not. Maybe they just have been in longer. But you would think that they made the decision to do that, and they're definitely smart enough to make the decision to take them out or do whatever they got to do in the other case when it's a real game. See what I'm saying?
Of course, that's what the coaches kind of are looking for. If they see you going in for a slide tackle, then they're assuming that you're going to go full slide tackle in the match, you know.
In real match, yeah.
Yeah, they're basically just looking for what you're gonna do. They're looking at your decision making, basically, and if you're making the right decisions in the training match, in the scrimmage, but you're not going 100%, they're assuming you're gonna go 100% during the real match, you know.
Sure.
Unless you're fucking Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he don't give a fuck, and he fucks you up no matter where you are and who you are, you know. That guy's crazy,
though. I remember the guy that I was talking about, the guy Barry, and he ended up playing for the new team, the LAF.
That Israel Cisse or whatever?
No, on Adrian Perez.
Yeah, you told me something about him.
Like $300,000. Last year he was only worth $100. This year he's worth $300 something. So
he went up in value.
Hey, must have. I'd probably keep him for a while and then just bring him up through that club. Like he's a baller, dude. He played in one of the games and scored. That guy, Adrian.
No, but what club?
LAFC.
Oh, LAFC. Yeah, they're gonna definitely keep him around.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're a good squad.
MLS team that beat like Lyon or something. The team
Really?
from yeah, that's what they were saying. They have Vela or whatever. He's good, dude. He's a baller. And he don't even like soccer. That's what's the trip.
Well, we were talking about off stream a little bit a couple days ago. We were talking about tactics. If you were coaching a team right now, like what tactics would you prefer if you were gonna like coach a team?
Not rushing the ball and moving the ball around. Not like Barca, but maybe a little more pace. You know what I'm saying? A little whatever, but control the flow of the game. I like that.
Because I was
It's
going to
hard to
ask you
let
because you
teams
like
do
that,
that.
like tick attack or whatever they call it, that style, kind of.
It's like Spanish style, I guess.
Yeah, so you would coach, you would try to influence your team that you were coaching to play kind of more like that.
Well, yeah, because everybody can play that, and then if you have better players, and then they understand even better. That's just the hard part is getting the quality of players and implementing it and all that. Because
I was thinking, I was thinking about Tiki Taka. I was thinking that's kind of like because the way Barcelona plays. I can't knock Barcelona because they're one of the best teams in the world, but because the way they play, I think that because when they play possession, of course, but they play side to side mostly. They do kind of penetrate the lines a little bit, but they usually look side to side, sometimes back, not really, more side to side, a little bit forward, side to side, a little bit forward, and so on. It's really
you mean mostly through the middle, though.
Yeah, exactly. And because you're in kind of like half spaces all the time, they play really close to each other. Man, there's gonna be one guy that's just gonna say fuck this and like gonna. It's like almost a recipe to get your players injured, kind of, because somebody's gonna say, "I don't want to chase the ball anymore," and just go in hard and foul somebody.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why. Well, that's why that's why you have to find the style that fits you to play with certain teams or whatever. Because yeah, here don't play that, or did they play that back then more in other countries? But thing, dude, that's what it is for sure.
And it depends on the players that you're coaching, man. If you're teaching or coaching like average players, I mean, first I would have to say that the first would be how to possess the ball with, just make 2 or 3 connecting passes to the team, keep the ball as, away from the other team as long as possible, basically.
Yeah.
Because my kind of style that I like to coach, if I was coaching, I would like to, I like possession, but I like quick possession that gets you through the lines quicker, and then you'll be able to you'll be able to attack quicker. So like pressing, like pushing forward, but then like not so much counterattacking football. I mean, counterattacking football is like a style that you build up all the pressure, and then when you win the ball, you go on the attack. That's classic counterattack. But I mean, if your team counterattacks, that's going to happen within the match. But I wouldn't want my team to be all the time counterattacking. That's difficult as well. I like passing and then getting the ball, spreading the play wide, and then attacking like either through crosses or sometimes in the middle if you can break them down. That's the kind of soccer I like to coach.
Yeah, no, that's see, everybody has their way. I didn't ever even coach before, dude. I'm just saying, well, if I ever did, what I would do, you coach. So
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe more.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What kind of a team you would like to coach if you had a coach?
There's just factors. A lot of schools don't play defense, nor do they get back. I don't care. Even at the higher levels, you can watch that shit. Have the right players and the right play defense. Always be there. They know when to stay back, and then it's like with what you want to play. yeah. If you like, if you want to attack like that, then you got to make sure some guys stay back or get back, because if not, that leaves gaps depending on the way the other team plays. If I play the way that I play, you could get taken off your heels from not being on top of it or not staying tight on defense. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give them too much relax, and that's when it's like, if they're good enough, they can ping, 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 and then I mean,
Yeah. So how would you?
It's like it's so many factors, dude.
So how would you teach, like, if you were coaching, Drew, right now, like a team, maybe like, I don't know, guys from 20 to 22, somewhat in shape, you know, they know a little bit of the fundamentals of the game, but as you said, like guys don't want to come back on defense. How do you get those guys to kind of attack, but then realize that they have a responsibility to, you know, defend the ball? How would you teach that to somebody?
I guess that's where practice comes into play, and then implement that always in that, like always on them for if you score or whatever, you get back right away. Or if you lose the ball, you do drills where, you know, the drills before and you have to run back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like ingrained in them. There's like no excuse.
Yeah, that's what I think too, because what happens is a lot of players, especially they like to attack. That's fine, but then I think that gets back to like fundamentals of the game, is that it makes the game hard for players over there, is that it's not just the game is dynamic, right? It's not like American football where you attack and then you have a break and then you can go back again and attack and go back and attack and go back. It's always moving. It's constantly moving. And I think, one, you have to run. You have to love running. Second, you have to know like the running, but running with a purpose. But you have to, you know, you have to run around. You have to run. You're always or move. You have to constantly move in different positions all the time. And then you have to get people like that, because once you lose the ball, you become a defender almost right away, right? You lose the ball, you want to win it back. You're already defending.
Yes.
I think a lot of people don't understand that in that way.
Yeah, and it's tough too. Well, especially if you're not in shape. Shit.
Dude, especially when you're out of shape. That's why I think that's why what happens a lot is the guys that don't know how to run, they like to fall back into like a 5-4-1 and just chill.
I try to score and all that, and then they gassed out, you know? They just try to do
Yeah,
all
exactly.
that.
And then they want to get subbed out.
Coach.
Yeah, no, but going back to like formations, man, like I don't know, what do you think about like a 5-4-1 formation? What do you think about that when you see like teams, for example, like if you see like Crystal Palace play like Barcelona, for example, and Crystal Palace, you know, on paper Barcelona should smash Crystal Palace, right? So in order to limit the scores, you see Crystal Palace show up on the lineup 5-4-1. What do you think of that when you're playing? Like, do you think that tactic works to play like that?
I don't know. I think they should just play their game. Because I don't know how many. It doesn't matter how many players you put behind. Because just if that team's that good, they're going to make you run no matter what. The ball travels faster than the player. So I don't know. That's a good question though. But most teams don't change. Do that.
Oh, some, especially like when you clearly feel that you're outmatched.
Pretty crazy at the 5. Have you seen that before?
I've seen it at the professional level, 5-4-1.
Who played that, dude?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's pointless, because like you're just inviting pressure, right? And the closer the team that gets closer to your goal, you have so many people in and around the box that anything could happen. A shot gets ricocheted, it goes into the goal. You gotta foul somebody, it's gotta be a PK. And then if you do win the ball and you launch it forward to striker, he's isolated on his own, and that person usually gets subbed out because that guy's getting ran ragged. You know, he's isolated. I think it's a silly tactic, to be honest.
You'd have to move as like a full team if you were going to counter attack, I guess. Couldn't really, unless that guy was just a super baller.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like what? So, okay, so say you had Messi, right? You have a 5-4-1, and you put Messi up there, or Ronaldo, right? What is he gonna do once he gets the ball way up there? He has no support. There's 9 guys basically defending. You know.
That's what hold it and wait for the other guys to come.
Yeah, I know, but dude, that would be so exhausting.
I know this one.
Oh, it's rare to play like that, but I've seen it, dude.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, man. So what's the score with the Inter game? 0-0. Yeah, did you see the Liverpool match?
No, I'm trying to watch. I couldn't get a link. I'm assuming you watched it, huh?
No, I didn't watch it. I just saw the score.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what happened? This?
No, yesterday I was out all day, so I didn't get a chance to watch it.
No more crazy football fans.
All the hooligans are out.
Yeah. How's the weather over there?
Warm. The weather's warm. Well, it's warm today. Nice and sunny.
Clouds?
Yeah, it's always cloudy.
Is it really?
But yeah, that's okay as long as it's warming up a little bit.
It's turning. I think the seasons are turning.
What's the weather like over there?
60 degrees.
That's pretty good, man.
It's gonna rain supposedly the next week straight.
I saw some pictures of like this cruise ship off the coast of California, like on lockdown, and it looked like it was about to rain
Why?
because of
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, because they were getting quarantined from that coronavirus. Dude, it's kind of nuts, man. They were just chilling. They're like by Catalina or something like that, waiting for the CDC to get them clearance to come into Long Beach, I think.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, man.
It's nothing over there, huh? You check it out.
It's here. It's here. There's 19 cases, and they've been travel banning people from Italy, South Korea, China, Japan. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Especially the northern part of Italy, like Milan and where they're playing, Milan and Juventus, that area is messed up with people getting coronavirus.
Unless there's a lot of things over there or something.
Maybe, yeah. That's true. I don't know. Yeah, there was this lady or this student. She's studying in Milan, and she came to Czech Republic, and she already had coronavirus, but she didn't know it. And then she went to Prague, and she got sick, and then they had to quarantine her. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. So, anyway, man,
You're gonna get off now?
yeah, you wanna wrap this up?
Yeah, let's go. That way we can do some topic.
That sounds good. I wanted today to just be a little get you on, get us used to talking again on the mics, um, getting us used to this format again,
Sure.
and then we'll get back on to talking about like a specific topic again, man. Yeah. So thanks for coming on, man. Always appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, everything works good too, right? Sound, everything, so we're good.
Yeah, the audio's perfect, man. The audio's pretty good.
All right, cool.
So sounds good, man. So when's the next time do you think, roughly, when we can do this again?
This Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What do you think?
Yeah, Wednesday will be good. Wednesday night sounds like a plan.
All right, let's do Wednesday.
Sounds good, man. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Again, thanks for coming on to the First Division podcast. Always a pleasure. Let's wrap this up, man.
You too.
Yeah. So that's been another edition of the First Division podcast, and we'll see you on another episode coming real soon. All right, man. Peace.
All right, sweet.